square bales. Whereas you run down to, say, this one, no specification on bale sizes. Bale fork grabber, that will do 127 to 180, so that will do all sizes of round bale. That will do all sizes of round bale. I should go back and check on that. Go veal. Yeah, 150. So it won't reach round to 180. That's disappointing. Okay. No, don't turn that off. Turn that on, turn that on, and roll that in. And Captain Zag, good morning and welcome to Saturday stream. We are doing very well today. Kind of looking at we got things to do today. I think we're going to be out most of the day, but it's not shaping up to be as hectic as it has been the last couple of weeks. Turn around, and go. So at this point, I'm not worried about keeping the pipe to the outside. Each row is less than 20%. And I think we've probably got less than a tank of grain still on the field to collect. We'll just go up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm not even using GPS. Do I have? Oh, I didn't install GPS on this thing, so I need to buy myself a GPS thing so that we can do GPS on the harvester. But for right now, I'm okay. We can do harvesting by eye. Working pretty well. We are now 80% complete on 118. As I said, I think we've got about 16,000 litres. This thing holds 10 and a half. Should have. If you upgrade the engine, you get a bigger grain tank. Go figure. So we have the smallest grain tank on this one. That's not a worry. It's bigger than the old one. We used to only be able to hold 8,600. So 10,005, I think, is our capacity is an adequate size. But then again, we're filling it faster because the header's wider. So you win some, you lose some. It does mean that we get harvesting in any given field done a lot quicker than we used to. And that's really what we're looking at now. The more we can do in a given length of time, the more time we can spend on either other things or more contracts we can do in our contract day. So we're already able to do what used to be a one day of baling contracts was about 6 baling contracts. Now we can do that in half a day. Go find something else to do for the other half. Okay, it's done. That's good. And can I fit under the tree? Yes. Figure out where we go from here. So 118, 120, 133 and 5. Let's see what's blinking. Hang on. 120, 18. I so much don't know. That one's fully delivered. So we've still got to do 120 and 5, I'm guessing. We are here, 120's over there. And 5 is there. Okay. So I guess we're doing 120 next. I'm not going to run off to the delivery point at this stage. We might as well trip over to 180, which is head for the lake. There's the lake. Diagonally across from here, can we actually make it to that field by turning right? That would be a big no. Or maybe. Hang on. Oh crap. Okay. I guess we're not going to have much fun with this. Is that the right way round? No, but it doesn't matter. It's magic. Do your magic. There we go. This is not the most friendly of areas to be dragging something this big around in. Well, anyway. So this goes that. Does it really? I'm going to jump over to the John Deere and look over the hedge there. Okay, can we figure out where to go? Yes. Okay, so we can then go up here and that will put us into 120. No. Will not put us into 120 because 120 doesn't have an entrance from here. Okay. This is Barley again. So where on earth is the entrance to this field? I've potentially made a big mess of getting here. Oh, okay. It is what it is. Let's go drive. So harvester's empty. That's a good thing. We go all the way down here. Like I said, this isn't. I mean, some of these are good. You can, you've got two fields here which are very easy to harvest at the same time. But then you've got all the hedges around the field we need to do. So you can't keep the header attached. Obviously, with our previous harvester, you could probably have risked keeping the header attached and working your way between the fields. And if you owned them, you could chop down the hedge right next to the track, which would have given you the room to maneuver around. Okay, how am I going to do this? I think this is going to be the easiest way to do this. Now, obviously, This is not my field, so there is no crop destruction on fields you don't own. We will try not to drive over much of it, but quite frankly, short of bringing a Land Rover out, there's really nothing I can do here to make this any better. Okay, let's unfold. If I'd come with, say, the Massey hauling the header trailer, or with the Land Rover, I could have driven into that grass field and positioned everything so that I could attach the header onto the harvester and just pull the trailer away and then drive straight onto this field, but it's not really going to work for us since we've only come out with the minimum of equipment. Can I make a lap? Is the biggest question at the moment. Now here, since we're right next to that yard, there's an easy exit out to the road from there. It's a little bit further away from the farmer's market. But this is the last of the barley we need to harvest. We have one wheat field that's delivering to the grain mill, so all of the excess grain will be added to our supplies. Don't have to keep track of how much we dropped. How are we doing? 38%. This is not a big yield, or a big field, I'm guessing. I mean, it looks big compared with the last one, 118. We did 4 sides of one leg, and that was full. This one, I'm halfway around. Well, I suppose I started halfway on the top edge. Should get me to the end. I think the dirt in this field isn't as good as the dirt in the other field, or whatever the owner did in the ways of fertilization is a little bit better on the other field than it was on this one. Anyway, as I said, we've only got this field and the other field to do. I think we'll be finished well before 6. Then, as far as we're concerned, we can probably sleep 2 days, get us into August and start doing August stuff. Just going to get busy quickly. 91%. Ooh. Fortunately, there's a farm track here, so we're not going to be terribly inconvenienced. Come on. Back up. Thank you. Okay, go find the John Deere. So 14,000, not quite halfway full. I mean, we did make a ton of money today. We managed to buy the bigger harvester, which I am pleased being able to have. Is this my turn? This is my turn. As I said, it makes the contracts faster, go by faster. And we'll get our soybeans done very, very quickly. That'll be the fun. And we're back. Quick call from the church telling us that the thing that Mrs. Osa's just left for, please come along. Well, she is, so that's fine. And it's a woman's thing, so I can't go. Alrighty, and that's your first lap. Do is come up, disengage. Thank you. Run down to the end, and then I can go around backwards, or the other way. So going around the other way will result in our pipe being on the outside of the crop, so it's easy to unload if we have to. I haven't done an inside look in here. This is kind of cool. Is that camera top left supposed to be of the grain tank? Kind of cool. Oh, we can see all the grass stuff there. And we're at the end of the row. And my trailer's in the way. That's not particularly convenient. We do have the Terra track. I do want a Zerion with tracks. I think a Zerion with tracks might fix our problem with the manure cart. Just hypothetical. I mean, we could go for a quad track. I prefer a rigid frame tractor to a flexible or articulated. But the Zerion is a four-wheel steer, whether it's got tracks or not. I doubt we'll see one in store sales, but that would be nice if it did come up. Really, I think the two next pieces of equipment I would like to get hold of is a tractor with approximately 200 horsepower, maybe slightly more, that we can use for fertilizing fields and stuff like that, and then possibly getting rid of the 5S, because that we're running out of jobs that the 5S can do. If we've got something with about 200 horsepower, that gives us something that is sufficient for the work we need to do. The problem with a 200 horsepower, you're either looking at a medium tractor or you're looking at a class Arian 600 or Valtra N, which are small tractors with huge horsepower. But the huge horsepower will allow us to run some good equipment and not be struggling with it. I guess I will do a third headland at this end, even though we don't need to because there's the farm track there. But I can't do another track down without filling up the harvester, so we might as well stay at the top here. And that is done. Yes. We've only got 20%. It's about 5,000 litres. So again, we get to run down to the farmer's market. I am going to guess all of the barley left on this field should now be ours. Remember last year when we were contracting, I did bring this tractor and the Deutz with us, and we did all of the carting with both, which does make harvesting fields a little bit easier. And yeah, part of the reason for that is we can transport 50,000 in one go, and a lot of the time many of these fields are 50,000 litres and done. Okay, I guess we're going the long way. It's the problem getting from here to the farmer's market is we're either going out on the main road close to the store or we're going cross country here. These harvesting contracts don't pay an awful lot. That's one of the reasons. Who is it? Disturbed Stimulations has been doing a couple of series investigating lease costs versus buy costs, and basically the bottom line is if you play for lease costs are initial lease payment, which is 2%, plus a daily rate of 2.1%, plus a hourly rate of 1%. And the bottom line is if you lease a vehicle permanently, you don't get rid of it, and use it for an hour a month, you can go for about 8-9 years before it costs you more than it would to buy. But at the end of 9 years, you don't have a piece of equipment. You've still had to pay maintenance on it. You've just it's cost you less over that course of time. Now there may be a benefit with using lease to own, which is what we have running. Contract 1133 is complete, good. But if you use it more hours, it's going to be less economical. So bottom line, you don't have to have a harvester, but you should only lease your harvester for about 2 months in a year. You're going to pay the 2% to borrow it each year, but that's less than the 2.1% per month that you're paying to maintain it on the farm in a shed doing nothing. So, and who is that? That is Anthony S521. Welcome to the stream, and thank you for watching, and thank you for the follow. So yeah, you kind of what we've done in the past. When I start a series, I will usually buy a bunch of fields. Most of the fields will need to be limed, so I'll run out, I'll lime all the fields with a least big liming spreader, and then give that back. We're done with liming for the entire year. I now don't need to lime for another 3 years, so why should I lease it for that long? Now each year I'm going to probably buy another field which is going to need to be limed, but again, I'm using the equipment for less than an hour each time. Same with a harvester. I'll usually not buy a harvester when I start a farm. And the advantage is I've got a bunch of small fields. If I bought a harvester, I can afford a Class Dominator or whatever the smallest